Hello and welcome to the show. It's a lovely Thursday morning in Abuja over here, and this is an out and about episode. So there are going to be some sounds here and there. So let's get straight down to business. Today's question is also similar to one that I've tackled in the past, and that is on how to build a reliable and productive sales team in Nigeria. Now, just in case the next couple of questions, have this kind of slant, how to do X, Y, Z in Nigeria. I guess I might as well just go ahead and say it now that you'll find that sales principle, sales theory, sales practice, sales whatever is universal. So the question is just a matter of in what order are you going to apply these principles or these tactics. But you'll find that essentially how to build a reliable and productive sales team in Nigeria is going to be the same as how to do it in Ghana or how to do it in Australia or how to do it in Afghanistan. It's just that because of cultural differences and let's say what else? Cultural differences, business climate, because of the reality on ground, you have to do some things in a different order in Afghanistan than how you might do in Nigeria or in Ghana. Just off the top of my head, okay, well, I haven't been to Afghanistan, so this is me just guessing, riffing off of movies. I get the impression that some of those Middle Eastern countries, countries that are close to, Arabia and the Orient, my assumption is that, for Nigeria, we do a lot of rapport building and small talk. I'm assuming that in those kinds of climes, that this whole sort of thing is going to be even more important. The whole rapport building, sourcing people out, figuring out who they are, where they're from, and all these sort of thing. So you find that the answer is always going to be the same. The difference is just going to be in which order are you going to apply the principle and what principles are you going to stress over and beyond others. So, how to build a reliable and productive sales team in Nigeria. We tackled some of that yesterday when I spoke about the importance of hiring the right people in the first place. So, if this is your first time of listening to the podcast, then when you're done listening to this, skip back, listen to yesterday's episode where we spoke about the importance of industry knowledge, sales skills, and coachability, or the ability of somebody to hear word. Those were the three things. Okay, I can't remember what else I spoke about yesterday, but I know that I mentioned those three for sure when it comes to hiring the right people. Industry knowledge, sales skills, and the fact that the person is coachable. So those are the things you have to pay attention to make sure that you hire right in the first place. So if this is your first time listening to the show, you have a sales team, you're thinking of putting together a sales team, and that's why you're listening to an episode like this. When you're done, skip back to the other episode. There's some more nuggets for you in the previous episode, so you can take that on board. Then I have done even older episodes. I think right now we're over 800 and okay, I'll have to check, but I think we're now over 800 episodes. So I've done even older podcast episodes on this, and that's the issue of compensation. Now, there is this whole debate. I'm not going to get into it about whether salespeople should have variable compensation or fixed salary. Now, this is the idea. There are some people that are going to say sales are money motivated people. So, therefore, if you're going to pay everybody else, the cleaner, the general manager, the finance person, the security guard, if you're going to give them a fixed salary, like, okay, Oga manager, you come to work every day, your salary is 150K, that's what I'm paying you. For those people who favor variable compensation theories, then what you're going to do is you're going to say, look, Oga salesperson or Madam salesperson, this is how I'm going to pay you. Yes, Oga manager and everybody, I'm paying 150K. But for you, I'm going to pay you 50K base salary every month. And then for every, 1M that you bring, or for every 200,000 that you bring, or whatever, this is your percentage, and blah, blah, blah. So the theory being that the person will be motivated to sell more. So the person can take the 50K base salary. And then if the person is able to bring in, 2 million naira in business to you a month, and what you guys agreed was that for, everything above 100K, they're getting 10%, then 2 million, 10% on 2 million is that 200 grand? Okay, my guess is that that's 200 grand. If I got the math wrong, guys, don't be angry with me. I studied law, so I'm not a math person. Well, it's no excuse because my wife studied law as well, but she's currently writing CFAs, almost done with CFAs level 2. So I guess it's a myth that people who study law are not supposed to be good at math, because apart from my wife, I also know a couple of other people who have legal backgrounds who are not just doing CFA, that's Chartered Financial Analyst, but who are also doing MBA in finance and things of that nature. So, where was I? Okay, yeah, so that's the idea behind variable compensation. Now, look, Oga salesman or Oga saleswoman, your base every month I'm giving you is 100K. If you're able to bring me business over 100K, you're taking 10%, 100K, you're taking 10%. So if you bring 2 miller, then how much I'm giving you is 200 grand, and then so on and so forth. Now, yes, some of you are going to say, okay, won't that lead to some unequitable hierarchies within the business because general manager is earning 150K flat, but then if Madam Salesperson takes 100K fixed salary and then variable compensation, she earns another 200. So, Oga Salesperson is now earning, she has now earned 300K in a month, while her Oga has only earned 150K. Well, it's just the nature of the industry. So that happens. It happens all the time. In sales, it is typical that whoever is the supervisor is the person who is earning the least of the sales team, because the supervisor can't go out and hustle because his job is to stay and to manage everybody else. So typically, the team does earn more than Oga manager or Oga supervisor, or whatever it is that you call them within your own organization. So that's the idea behind variable compensation. There is also an extreme above variable compensation, which is to say, put the sales team only on commission. So January 1st starts, I'm not giving you any salary, go ahead and sell. Whatever it is that you capture above 100K, we give you 10%. If you capture anything above 500K, we now increase that to 20%. If you capture anything beyond this, we increase it to, whatever. So you can see the variable component there, how it is staged. And, in this case, you don't owe them a fixed salary. And then there are people on the other end who say, you know what, just pay everybody a fixed salary. So, Kunle in account is being paid 150K. So all the sales staff, everybody's just going to get 150K, regardless of whether you bring in 3M or whether you bring in 50,000. Everybody gets paid the same. So I'm not going to go into all the theories, which one is better, which one should you do, because these things have to be applied on a case-by-case basis. But I just want you guys to know that part of building a reliable and productive sales team means that you need to have some sort of answer when it comes to this compensation thing. You have to have thought it out. I would say the most important thing on the compensation front is not really whether it's variable or not, or fixed or not, but the most important thing is pay as at when it is due. Don't break your promises. That is the thing that breaks the morale of salespeople. If you tell salespeople that, look, 23rd of every month, your account will be credited, 23rd of every month, whether it was variable compensation or fixed salary, credit the account. Sales can be sales is more stressful than office work, than desk work. So it's really, really demotivating when you run out, you hustle, you take Okada, you're in the hot sun, you take Bolt, you do this, you do that, you're out of pocket, you're stressed out, customers are shouting at you, you know the whole thing. And then Oga promised that he will pay by 23rd. 23rd reach, nothing. 27th reach, nothing. 2nd of next month reach, you now credit the account. It's not good for motivation. So if you told them 23rd every month your account will be credited, whether it's variable or whether it's fixed, then credit on the 23rd. You start breaking your promises, you're messing with their motivation. Then the final leg of how to build a reliable and productive sales team in Nigeria. Remember, we've looked at how to hire right. That's what we did yesterday. Hire right in the first place, looking at industry knowledge, sales skills, and coachability. Today, I spent the last 8 minutes talking about compensation and whether it's variable or fixed, but bottom line is pay when due, don't break your promises. Now, the third leg is sales enablement. Sales enablement is that function where you how will I explain it? Enablement. Well, you guys understand now how you enable something. So if you're going to do sales enablement, that's basically training and coaching to help them do their job better. It's sales management to make sure that they have some direction because we're human beings, and even the most disciplined person, whether you're a monk or a ninja or a salesperson or an athlete, we do need some form of direction. We do need somebody to say, hey, look, your personal best is, okay, yeah, for those of you who are athletes, your personal best is 9 seconds for 100 meters. But you've been running 10.1 seconds. You're slipping behind. Let's go back to our fundamentals. Let's do the drills. So it's the same in sports as in business. There has to be someone to say, look, Olga Frank, last month you were calling about 10 customers every day. Look, this month you've been sleeping. Yesterday you only talked to 4. Today you've only talked to 3. If last month you were talking to 10, and this is how much you made, this month you're only talking to 3 or to 4, how do you think the month is going to go? So let's get up on the calls, or let's do it like this, let's do it like that. So that's what sales management is all about. So training and coaching, sales management, and then really, really important, you have to adopt the CRM in your business. And that's also something I keep talking about time and time again over here on the phone. CRM is just an acronym for customer relationship management. Although I have done lots of episodes to show how, if you don't have money, if you don't have dollars to pay for all these things, because most of the options that are available, what else? Zoho, Begin. I'm currently having a client with Begin, HubSpot, Salesforce. All these are the foreign companies. So if you're paying in dollar. So if you don't have dollar, to be paying for your sales staff, I was talking about how you can use your phone as how you can use phones for record keeping and scheduling. How you can in principle, get people to start adopting good CRM practice before you start paying for the CRM. Then there's also African alternatives, free alternatives, like some fellow. I'm going to be speaking at the artificial intelligence business and AI conference or something like that. I was going to be in August. Okay, we're currently in July. That's going to be in August of 2024. So I've been gisting with other panelists, and there's somebody there who's been fooling around with not just CRM solutions, but HR solutions. Yes, human resources. So there are some companies, Niger companies, Kenyan companies. So the guy put me on Odo. I think it's Odo, ODOO. I've had a look at it. I've not started using it, but that's a free alternative, and that's an African company. I can't remember if it's Kenya or Niger, but some of these alternatives are there. But yeah, good. Get your people to adopt good CRM practice. Now, CRM, customer relationship management, sounds big, sounds technical, but bottom line, CRM just means good record keeping, and it just means good scheduling. Let me repeat. When you hear CRM, customer relationship management tools, yes, there's a big technical definition. But remember, over here on the podcast, I like to keep the definitions simple so that you remember. If it's simple and you remember, you will do it. So every single time that you hear CRM in business, from now on, I give the permission to just think record keeping and scheduling. Whatever the technical definition is, CRM just equals record keeping and scheduling. The reason why CRM equals record keeping and scheduling is this. You cannot grow your business, you cannot be good in sales if you do not remember who you contacted yesterday, who you're supposed to contact today, who you're supposed to contact tomorrow, and what it is that you promised these people and what you're supposed to do next. Let me repeat. We cannot grow sales in our business if we don't have a way of keeping track. Who did I talk to yesterday? Who am I supposed to talk to today? Who am I supposed to talk to tomorrow? The people that I spoke to yesterday, what did I promise them that I'm supposed to do? The person that I'm supposed to talk to today, what did I promise him that I'm going to get for him? What did he or she promise that they will do for me? And the people that I'm going to talk to tomorrow, what is the next step that I'm going to do to move that deal forward? So, if you want to run this whole thing by memory, it will get complicated very quickly, except if you're a carpenter or you're an artisan. because the artisan talks to maybe one or two people every day. It is easy to remember that I went to this madam's house. The door is 21 inches by whatever feet by this. And if I buy one tarpaulin, if I buy one box of gum, and if I buy one box of screw, it will finish the job. It is easy to do it if you are artisanal, because at most you're talking to one or two people every day. You can run it like that. If you are not artisanal, if you go beyond this in any way, if you have a bookshop, if you're a wedding photographer, if you do tax accounting services, you advise people on how to file their taxes with Abuja Municipal Council. That's different. What is it called? Inland Revenue Service. You teach people how to file Inland Revenue Services, or you're a coach, or you're a tailor. You cannot be running these conversations from your head. It's not going to happen. You make mistake. You will talk to Kemi, and in your mind, you'll be thinking, okay, Kemi's specs, that's for the tailor. You'll be thinking Kemi's statistics are 36, 12, 72. 36, 12, 72. You'll be thinking like that. You will now go and use Kemi's fabric, and you will make the dress with the statistics of 36, 12, 72. Only for Kemi to show up, and you now see that you took the figures for another Kemi who has another different body type, and you switched it. That's because you don't have a CRM, you don't have a way of keeping records and scheduling, and so you are not able to remember that Kemi Adigun is different from Kemi Ogungbemi, and so you just switched up the two. So that's the rubbish that ends up happening when you want to run these things from memory. So you want to build a reliable and productive sales team, make sure your people adopt a CRM or good CRM practice, whether they use their phone, whether they use Odoo or other free tools, or whether they use Microsoft Word or whatever. There has to be something. And remember, CRM just equals good record keeping and scheduling. That's all. If you can do those two, you can get your salespeople to do those two, you start making progress. Of course, things have to get more tidy and more professional as the business becomes more complicated. But for now, for those of us in the SME space, let us just start with where we are. You don't have dollar. You don't have to be paying for HubSpot, Salesforce, Begin, all of them. Look for Niger alternatives. All those Kenyan companies, South African companies that are starting up stuff, look for all those free alternatives. Start. If you think it's too much stress, if you think it looks too complicated, even if you use Microsoft Word, you create a file, you put everybody's name down, you record what they do, stuff like that, and you start writing down things in the Microsoft Word document. It's better than nothing. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot run this thing from memory. If you're an artisan, fine. If you are one step above the artisan, you cannot run things from memory. So, why are these things important, especially the sales enablement aspect? Because obviously, if you haven't picked it up my emphasis, I'm really hitting hard on this sales enablement thing. The reason why, especially in Nigeria, this might not apply in the UK and in America, where sales enablement, sales training, sales coaching is expected, is the culture. Well, even in those places, they complain that not all salespeople are trained up as they should be. But there's a greater awareness of these sorts of things. So salespeople are attending conferences, reading blogs, listening to podcasts, things like that. So there's some sort of sales enablement already going on. In Nigeria, it is not a culture yet. That means sales enablement is something that your competition is not doing now. You start doing those things now, you already start standing apart from the competition, which is why on the podcast I've been talking about how good sales practice in Nigeria is a good way of setting yourself apart from the competition. In Nigeria, people still freestyle when they sell. If your folks have run through some form of sales enablement, you've given them some training, you've given them some coaching, you've told them listen to this podcast or subscribe to this newsletter, you have a sales manager who is all trained up, who is on their case, and then they are adopting good record keeping and good scheduling, whether they use a CRM or their phone or Microsoft Word or Excel sheet. your folks will sound remarkably different from other people. So, let's say, okay, let me use stationery because I'm parked in front of a stationery shop right now. So, you sell stationery, you want to sell your stationery to, oh, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I set the alarm 20 minutes. I'm trying not to keep the podcast episodes long. Okay, so where was I? So, you sell stationery and you want your staff to go into Access Bank to sell stationery to Access Bank, sell printer ink, sell paper, sell stuff like that. And you also want them to, okay, let's say you're next to, okay, let me just use the business around me. So the stationery store is here in the middle, Access Bank is to the left, and then to the right we have custodian wealth management. That's wealth management. That's like investment banking. And then next to that we have a government regulator. That is audit house. Audit house, yeah. Auditor General of the Federation. Okay, so the people that sell stationery, they're in the middle. You look to the left, you have Access Bank. You look to the left of that, you have the Office of the Auditor General. Then you look to the right, you have the custodian wealth managers. So if you send your people out every day to go and sell stationery, today, enter Access Bank. See if you can talk to office manager. See if you can talk to MD. See if you can talk to whatever, so that we can be supplying them ink. We can be supplying them printer paper. We can supplying them biros. Then after that, enter Auditor General's office. See if we can be supplying them tissue paper, printer ink. Blah blah blah. And then we enter into custodian, the wealth managers. Let's say we can be supplying them with custom branded envelopes with their logos and stuff like that. So that's your business. You're into stationery. Now, rest assured, you're not the only person in the stationery business in this local government. So definitely, other people are in the business, and other people have come up with this brilliant idea that, you know what, instead of sitting down here in the shop and expecting business to flow to us, how about we get some really entrepreneurial guys and girls to go out and sell on our behalf? So there are other people that are doing this thing as well. If you have taken the sales enablement function seriously, then when your people show up to all these businesses, because definitely other people who do stationery will approach them, stationery and supplies, your people, they will sound different because they've been trained and coached, because you guys have good sales management, and they're also adopting good record keeping and scheduling. They will sound different. They will look different, because of course a sales manager will point out that Abdul, that you're wearing palms. Like, why? How are we going to get business if you're going out wearing palms? No, don't wear palms. Wear loafers, or wear this one, wear that one. Or if you're wearing palms, make sure that you're wearing kaftan. Let the whole thing blend. So they will look different. They're going to sound different. It is going to reinforce your brand positioning, because you can't just get a stationery shop in the central business district in Abuja. You're next to Access Bank. You're next to what's that place called? Auditor General, and you're next to Custodian Wealth Management. So of course you'll be trying to form one kind of packaging. You're trying to brand yourself in a certain way. So you put all this in place. Your folks sound different. You reinforce your brand positioning, and ultimately you're also going to be more profitable than your competition, because rest assured, if you're adopting good CRM practice, your competition is not adopting good CRM practice. Most likely the system that you have in the office, people come, they pay, so it will capture people's information and things like that, but that is not really CRM. That is more of an accounting and inventory thing. So that this is how much came in, this is how many customers we had, this is how many tissue paper that we sold last month, so we're supposed to buy new tissue paper again, update our inventory. So you end up being much more profitable, because your people are doing good CRM practice, good record keeping, and good scheduling. So, summary: how do you build a reliable and productive sales team in Nigeria? Make sure you hire right. You want to know how to hire the right people, hire the right talent. Listen to yesterday's episode. You need to have a good answer when it comes to compensation. What is the good answer? How much your people be paid? I'll leave that up to you. Most important thing is, don't mess with their motivation. If you say you're going to pay them on 21st, pay them 21st every month. If there's going to be a problem, you can't pay on 21st, then might as well let them know on the 14th that, hey guys, you know what? I promise you guys 21st, but this happened, this happened, this happened. I beg, you guys should give me like 1 week. No mess with their motivation. You promise them, pay them. Then sales enablement, really important, will help your crew stand apart from the pack. So that's all for today, folks. Remember to connect with me on WhatsApp. The phone number is 080-6466-2140 and the country code is +234. Then you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is Tavishima Ayede. I'm the host of the show, and you can confirm the spelling of my name from the link we're currently listening to this episode. And my email address is there as well for those of you who are email people. So thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next recording.